You clicked on this video, didn't you? Yeah, you did. Before we get started, I'm just going to warn my usual viewers that if you are watching this video, you're free to watch it, but it might not make a ton of sense to you. Just know that this isn't like one of my normal videos. If you are interested in what I usually talk about, it's mostly writing and bookish related, and I post new videos for that on Mondays and Fridays. My name is Julian, and some of you may remember me from my previous rant, which was all about writing in Amtgard. If you are confused and want to check that out, links down below. However, there is a good chance you don't know who I am and you don't remember me because people only tend to remember me for about 5 minutes or so, and I'm not bitter. That is demonstrably untrue. So what are we ranting about today? Well, I got a decent response from my last video, so let's see if I can't piss off a few people this time. Today we are going to talk about leadership in Amtgard and the problems I have with it. Remember, of course, that this is my personal rant, and if you have not experienced these things personally, that is you. I am me. I cannot be you, you cannot be me. Our experiences are different inherently. As usual, if you think that I am talking about you specifically or trying to call you out, take a second, calm your tits, I'm probably not talking about you. Let's get started. Leadership in Amtgard, woo! Obviously we need leadership in Amtgard. You can't have something as big as Amtgard and not have leaders. First of all, what does being a good leader mean to me? Well, in my experience, being the eldest in a large family and having a lot of military persons in my family, a leader is someone first and foremost who is a servant to the people that they're leading. A good leader is not someone who can shout the loudest, who always has the best ideas. A good leader is someone who puts their people first. A good leader should be as humble as possible and should not place themselves on a pedestal above the people that they are leading. So let's talk about the leadership in Amtgard. Well, first and foremost, we see the pedestal pretty clearly. Once you become a leader in Amtgard, you are definitely held above the people around you, not necessarily all the time when you're on the field, but definitely in places like court where you sit at a special table and you are fed first. Now perhaps this is more realistic because our game totally isn't set in a fantasy world where there's really no such thing as realistic. Jane the cat is here, the hero of Canton, the cat they call Jane. He's just gonna be on my lap. But this putting of our leaders on a pedestal isn't my biggest problem with it, because sometimes you do need them to be up there where everyone can see them because they might have announcements and such. Although I still stipulate that they can do that from in amongst people, but that's neither here nor there. Keep in mind, this is mostly on a kingdom level, less so on a park level. You still see it on a park level, but it's just not as pronounced. So let's get down to the meat of it. What really bothers me about leadership in Amtgard? Well, that would be that it is first and foremost a popularity contest. Now I know what you're thinking. It kind of has to be. We vote for our leaders. Welcome to America, Julian. But there are some inherent problems with this system. You should know that I am a peon, the lowest of the low. I have been in the game for 13 years and I still have no titles. I am literally this guy.
Help! Help! I'm being repressed!
Basically what I'm saying is I am literally the lowest of the low. I am one of the people that the leaders will be leading, and to be honest, it's pretty obvious that I am a peasant to them. Now I know it's important for people to come and visit your various parks as they're trying to become the leader because they want to be known, they want you to recognize their face, that kind of thing. I understand that. I do value when people come to my park. I appreciate that they made the trip to try to get to know us. Look, I'm not stupid. I know that all you see when you look at me is a potential vote. I can tell when you come over to talk to me that you're just talking to me for a few minutes to get me to feel good about you, so I'll want to vote for you. Except for that doesn't work because I know why you're there. And it doesn't work. It makes me, in fact, not want to vote for you. In fact, it makes me not want to vote at all when everybody's doing that same thing. What happens with this popularity contest is that we keep seeing the same people as leaders over and over again because they are the popular kids. The people who might one day like to be leaders feel that there's this huge barrier between them and becoming a leader, especially on the kingdom level, because they feel like they're not popular enough. There's also the question of why does an Amtgarder want to be in charge, and I feel like this is a serious problem that we have. We incentivize leadership with awards and that kind of thing, but as a result we get the kind of people who might not really be the best people to be in charge. People who are there because they want the award and they want the recognition. They want to get those awards, they want to push towards knighthood. By the way, Nigel is here. He's black, like my soul. I'm not saying that every leader is like that, and there are a few people I can think of who I know definitely just go into leadership because they do want Amtgard to thrive and they want the best for the world of Amtgard. However, I can think of way more people who got into leadership because they want the recognition, they want the awards, they're climbing that ladder to knighthood. I have a real problem with gaining knighthood through leadership because it puts these designing people in charge of us and they're probably not actually the best leaders for us. Now, maybe they are forced to become better leaders because they are taking on this role, but probably they're just fumbling through with the help of people who have previously been leaders because they want this recognition. You might be thinking to yourself, well, Julian, if you have such a problem with it, why don't you try to be in charge? And I definitely have thought about it, and I've been in charge of a few things on the park level, but here's the thing. I know about myself that I do not have the time, energy, spoons, whatever, to be the kind of leader that I know we should have. Knowing that about myself, I'm not going to try to be a leader. In fact, more people should know this about themselves and be okay with it in themselves because not everybody is cut out to be. There are only so many paths to knighthood and leadership is one of them, and you could be forced to take on a role which even you yourself know that you are not prepared and equipped for.
Hey everyone, this is the voice of Julian from the future. See, I thought of another brilliant point that I had to make about leadership. One thing that I've noticed sometimes does happen with leaders is that whether they mean to or not, they start giving more awards and accolades to their friends. This isn't necessarily the fault of the leaders completely because you're far more likely to notice that your friends are doing cool things because you see them all the time. But I really wish that leaders would make more of an effort to get out there and see people they don't know doing really awesome shit, because we have some super fucking talented people around here who aren't getting the recognition they deserve. You really have to wave your arms, jump up and down, and shout in someone's face to get them to notice that you do cool shit, and even then sometimes they don't notice. So if leaders would actually actively seek that out, that would be awesome.
So, my fellow peasants, my fellow peons, my fellow people down in the dirt, what can we do about this problem? Well, one of the things that we can do is if you look at this and you think to yourself, yeah, I can be that kind of leader, I really do just want to help people, then try. Step up, I will vote for you. Damn it. Naturally, peasants, vote for the person you think will be the best leader and not the person who is the most popular. Really take the time to think about each potential leader that is coming up. All we can do is really just try our best to support the up-and-comers who might be better leaders than the popular crowd. This has been Julian, your Rant-Gardian, here to talk to you again about stuff that pisses me off in the world of Amtgard. I will probably be doing more of these videos, so keep your eyes out for them appearing periodically. And if there's something that you would really love to see me rant about, feel free to suggest it. I don't know if I'll do it, but you can suggest it. And if you want some Amtgard stuff that is not ranty, I also have a playlist for that. Links below. If you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this on Facebook, there's nothing below except for trolls, probably. This is your Rant-Gardian, signing off.
I didn't know you were called Dennis.
Well, you didn't bother to find out, did you?